Hello everybody and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. And as you can see from my opening page and from this right here, it's time to start the Takom King Tiger SDKFZ182 Porsche Turret. Yeah, I know that's the wrong phrase, but that's what it says on there, so that's what I'm using. Alright, so let's take a look here. I'm starting this project, and just right off the bat, I'm going to say this. This is not going to be a step-by-step build. This is going to be one that I'm going to be visiting periodically via video, and you'll see it a lot in my upcoming flapjaw session videos. So if you're looking for a step-by-step, I'm not doing it. There is a few others on YouTube that are kind of step-by-step, but this is just way too complex to do a step-by-step, so I'm not going to do that, because we'd be here for flipping ever. And I just kind of want to enjoy this build without having to worry about video and all that kind of stuff, because it's so complex. So basically with this video, I'm going to take a real brief look at the contents of the box. I'm not going to go over each sprue or anything like that, because the box is that thick. And that, by that thick, I mean in Imperial, 5 inches. And the other weird measuring system, 125 millimeters high. Yeah, tall box. Lots and lots of plastic because it has so much interior. So I'm just going to briefly look at the major components of what's in the box. Okay, obviously here are the instructions, and it is typical instructions. Gives you all the information. There's the parts breakdown there and all that stuff. One thing that is kind of cool on here is it's got this cool little flip down thing that shows, whoops, 1, 2, 3 color schemes. So it's kind of nice. One thing that just kind of annoys me these days about instructions, this is just my own 2 cents worth, is they go with specific brands. And, you know, I mean, it's easy to figure it out, but it'd be kind of cool if they'd give I'm sure they have some kind of marketing deal going on, and that's cool, that's fine. But I wish they would give, like, you know, different color, brand things, but whatever, it's just my own thing. But these are the ones that are available. So I'm definitely not going to do the winter scheme, which is Tiger Ausführung B, third, blah, 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 number 314 commander, assuming Unteroffizier Decals, the area west of Stuhlweissenberg, Hungary. 22nd January 45. Not doing that one. Don't want to do a winter scheme on this one. This one here is Tiger Ausführung B, 3 Abteilung 503, number 324, Meili Lake Camp. However, that's French. I can't pronounce French words. I'm worse at French than I am at German. In July 1944. So that one's a possibility. So I want to go with, you know, us. And then we have Tiger Ausführung B, Schwerer Heeres, Panzer Abteilung 503, 1st Company, Normandy, 1944. So it's going to be one of those two. That one or that one. That one or that one. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. I kind of like the fact, I think I'm going to go with this one. I think this is what I'm going to do. So let's say we're going to do this one. But I have a specific plan in mind for it. So don't expect the usual from what I'm going to be doing. So that's the color scheme I'm going to go with. All right, here's what else is in the box. Here's the clear stuff. You know what? Let's get this out of the way. These are the parts. Lots and lots of parts. We ain't looking at them. Tracks, upper and lower hull. Okay. Parts is done. Out of the way. Clear. Whoa! See? Didn't go through each one of them. Proud of myself. We got a barrel here. Aluminum aftermarket barrel for the Takom kit. So that's really nice. It's got a threaded end on it and everything. So that's really cool. I really like aluminum barrels. Then we have all these decals here, which is all for like interior stuff. Then we have a bit of photo etch here. This is kind of cool. These are all the bases of the ammunition, so that's really cool. And then some other parts here. This one right here, I think, is some kind of a gauge that goes next to the driver's area. I just know that from something I saw in a video. But nice, nice photo etch parts there. More photo etch parts here for the exterior, which would be the grills, the screens for the intakes and all the engine deck and all that kind of stuff. Then we have the primary decals here. Then we have this really cool thing. Now this I like because I was kind of concerned how in tarnation am I, because it doesn't have any color callouts on the instructions. So it's going to be a matter of paying attention to where one is and paying attention to this handy dandy sheet here so we know what to do. So it describes what needs to be painted and where, so that's kind of nice. Same here on the engine, driver's compartment, the rear of the vehicle where all of the engine and all that kind of stuff is, fuel tanks, etc. More of the interior there, and then the actual turret area. So these are all cool, very nice. So it even shows you where to put the decals. That's just wonderful. That's just stellar. Now I think it shows where to, yeah, see, it shows on here where to put the decals for the ammunition. These are the different types of ammunition. So yeah, that color guide there is going to come very much in handy. Now this was actually printed in the future. This was printed in on March 3rd, 2045, and was sent back via some kind of time portal so we could use this on this kit. So that is really cool, and I'm glad they thought to do that. Okay, so what else do I have here? Here, as you can see, is SDKFZ 182 King Tiger Porsche Turret. Porsche Turret again, there's that incorrect nomenclature. Porsche Turret Zimmerit decal, because this particular kit does not come with Zimmerit. Now, from my research and lots of questions hither and yon, I have discovered that all Porsche turreted King Tigers, except for the 3 prototypes, had Zimmerit. All of them. So Takom has a kit that's available with Zimmerit and without Zimmerit. The one I have is without. So I had to figure out what I was going to do about the Zimmerit. Now I looked into putties and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not skilled enough to apply that much putty to that much tank with that many weird, you know, shapes and crannies and nooks and all that kind of stuff. So I searched for an aftermarket decal set, and this looks like the closest that I could come up with that I figured would work. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, that says Ming, and that's true. This is the Ming set. So after doing a little bit more inquiries and considering that these kits came out at almost the same time, the Ming King Tiger Porsche Turret and the Takom kit, I figured, hey, and other people said maybe they're the same because they probably used the same drawings, the same, you know, everything. There's not so much diversity in kits now when they're coming out around the same time, I guess. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to check this out. So I had the kit, didn't have any decals yet. So what I did is I found on the Ming website the diagram for their decal set. So what I did is I scaled it up to 1/35 scale, and then I cut the pieces out. Now they're not exact, okay? They're pretty stinking close, but not exact. So I did that, and using this piece and this piece, I did a quick eyeball of how it lines up. Now, as you can see here, it doesn't match quite exactly, but again, this is a blow up and it's probably not accurate. Well, I know it's not accurate at all, and I'll show you why, but it looked really close. So I thought, you know, I might be able to make this work one way or another, because I really want Zimmerit on here. So I checked this. This is really super close as well, etc. So in looking at the decals themselves, I discovered the following. Okay, first I cut this part out, which is the front, and it matches almost exactly. Then these parts here, I did some quick eyeballing of the sides. So this is this side here. Now when you put them like this, and I'm using these as reference points where the fenders mount, they match exactly all the way back. And as you can see, the length from this corner here to this rounded corner there is exactly the same as well. Okay, so what that tells me is if it's not completely exact, it will be close enough that I'll be able to work with it and get it, you know, to line up reasonably well. Now, here's the really groovy thing is a friend of mine, Keith, got one of these sets for me, and that will help immensely for two reasons. Number one, if I screw anything up, I have an extra one. I have one sealed and one unsealed, I just unsealed just now. So I'll be able to make patches or whatever I need to do. Secondly, if it goes according to what I think it will, I'll have an extra set, so I can get the Ming kit at some point and I'll have the decals for it. Now you may ask, why wouldn't you just get the one with the Zimmerit already molded on it, on the Ming kit whenever I get one? This was a gift and it didn't have it. See, this is what I got off their website that I blew up. If I got the Ming kit, the deal is, and this is what some people brought up whenever I asked the question why they would do this kit without Zimmerit when they all had Zimmerit. Some people like to do it themselves. If you're going to model battle damage or anything like that, it's a lot easier to cut it out of a decal or any other kind of applique type Zimmerit situation than it is to scrape smooth the plastic and make sure it's flat like the, you know, Zimmerit had been knocked off. You just have a little bit more options as to what your end result can be, and you don't have to worry about parts fitting incorrectly. I recently saw a video of someone doing one of these. I think it was a Untitled Turret, King Tiger, but it was the Takom, and with the Zimmerit molded on, there are certain parts that go on the kit that are going on top of Zimmerit, which it would not be the case. The Zimmerit would be applied around certain fittings. So that is the big drawback with pre-molded Zimmerit on a kit, unless they mold flat spots where these other parts would go. So anyway, that's the whole thing with the Zimmerit. So anyway, that is the Takom King Tiger Porsche Turret kit and the main decals. So I'm going to end this video here. This just was going to be a quick look at the box and letting you know that I'm going to start it. And keep an eye peeled in the near future for my flapjaw sessions where I'll actually be working on the kit. I may talk about it a little bit and discuss what I'm doing or what modifications I'm having to make or blah blah blah. But it's mainly just going to be an update once in a while talking about the kit. I might bring up things that I found that need special attention, that kind of a build, but it's not going to be step by step. So anybody that likes those, sorry on this kit, it's way too complex. So anyway, if anybody has any experience with the Takom King Tiger series, especially the Porsche Turret version, like always, put comments down below in the comments section. If you have any hints, tips, any of that other kind of stuff, please put them down there because I'd really appreciate it. So anyway, hope you're all looking forward to this kit. I know I am, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, I want to send out a special thanks to Patrick Schaefer for sending me this. Huge gesture, very kind, and I really appreciate it. And so I'm dedicating this build to you, Patrick, because you have been an awesome dude on a number of different occasions with translating stuff and that kind of thing. So I really appreciate it, Patrick. So keep an eye out for this build, and I hope you enjoy it. One other really quick note, I just noticed that these instructions are also from the future. These were printed on March 2nd or maybe February 3rd, depending on if they did it in a European style dating system or a US style. But the year 2074, which is really weird because the other thing was done earlier than that. But hey, that's what time machines are for. So, thanks a lot to whoever did this in the future, even though you're not going to hear me say it. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for joining me here on Plastic Models by Regular Dude, and I will see you all later.